The cold darkness of space stretched out endlessly. Stars flickered like tiny lights far away, but none shone brighter than the human warship approaching the outer edge of the Zelenor star system. This was no ordinary ship. It was massive, shaped like a dark mountain floating silently in the void. The Zelenor fleet had never seen anything like it. Commander Thrax stood on the bridge of the flagship Zalker, his many eyes fixed on the glowing holographic display before him. The image of the human warship was large, detailed, and clear. The aliens had never been able to scan a ship this close before, without risking detection or attack. But this ship moved slowly, deliberately, almost as if it wanted to be seen. Thrax's antenna twitched nervously. "It is too big, too silent," he muttered. "We must know what it is." "Commander," said his second-in-command, a sharp-eyed female named Zira, "our scanners are ready. Initiate the full spectral scan. Let us see inside this mountain." Of metal, the other officers nodded. A soft hum filled the room as the massive scanners powered up. They sent out waves of energy, invisible to the naked eye, that spread toward the human ship. These waves were designed to pass through hulls, to scan every corner, every circuit, every engine. All eyes in the room were glued to the data feed. The first few moments were normal. The scanners picked up a complex hull structure, dozens of weapon turrets, energy shields glowing faintly, and thousands of crew cabins. But then something changed. The readings became strange, confusing. The scanners began to show impossible data. "Commander," Zira whispered, voice trembling, "the power readings. They are off the charts. This ship draws energy from unknown sources. It is not just a warship. It is a fortress." Thrax growled, "Continue the scan." Suddenly, the image on the hologram shimmered. The scanners tried to resolve the ships inside, but it was like looking through smoke. The systems twisted and shifted in ways that did not obey normal physics. Some parts seemed to disappear, others changed shape. The aliens' computers struggled to process the data. "What is happening?" gasped one officer. Zira's antennae pulled back in alarm. "It's as if the ship is alive. It resists our scan. Our machines cannot map it fully." Thrax slammed a clawed fist against the console. What kind of ship hides its secrets like this? The bridge fell silent except for the soft beeping of the scanners. The aliens had never faced anything like this. Their species were explorers and warriors, but always they could understand their enemies. This was different. Suddenly, the ship on the screen flickered again, and for a moment, the alien officers saw something terrifying, a series of dark shapes inside the ship, moving fast, almost like living shadows. Then the image broke and scrambled. "Shields! Check our defenses," Thrax ordered. "Are we under attack?" "Negative, Commander. No weapons detected." The weapons officer responded, confused. Thrax narrowed his eyes. Then what was that? The chief scientist, a calm and curious alien named Vorn, stepped forward. "Commander, I believe this warship uses technology beyond our understanding. It may be semi-sentient, or perhaps it is built with a form of advanced camouflage that blocks our scans. This is no ordinary machine." Zira nodded slowly. "If we attack blindly, we risk losing everything. We must gather more data." Thrax's mind raced. They had to act, but carefully. He gave the order, "Send the stealth drone for a closer look. It must scan the ship's surface and try to penetrate its defenses without being detected." Moments later, the dark, small drone separated from the Zalker and slipped toward the human warship like a ghost. The alien crew watched in tense silence. The drone's sensors began to scan the ship's hull. The data feed started to come in, detailed, clear, but strange. The hull was covered in thick armor that shifted color, almost like it was alive. Tiny energy pulses ran across the surface like veins. "Commander, the armor is adaptive," the drone operator said. It changes to absorb energy and repair itself. This ship can heal damage in real time. Thrax's jaw tightened. Impossible. No ship should do that. Suddenly, the drone's feed started to break up. Strange interference scrambled the images and sensor readings. The drone twitched and jerked. "Commander! The drone is losing control." The operator shouted. On the screen, a shadow passed over the drone. A pulse of energy hit it, and the feed went dark. "No!" Zira exclaimed. "We lost it." Thrax stared at the blank screen, anger and fear mixing inside him. This human warship is not just a machine. It is a weapon, and it is alive. The crew looked at each other, uncertain. What to do next? The humans had sent a message. They were not afraid to be seen. They were ready. Thrax clenched his claws. "Prepare the fleet for battle. But do not fire until I give the order. We will scan again. We will learn their secrets. Or we will die trying." As the alien fleet spread out, preparing for what could be the greatest battle in their history, the human warship loomed large and silent, waiting. Outside the ship, the humans watched their scanners with quiet confidence. Captain Reynolds stood tall on the command deck. His face was calm, his eyes sharp. "They think their scanners will find us," he said softly. "Let them try. They don't understand what we are." The crew moved smoothly around him, preparing weapons and checking systems. The warship thrummed with power, alive and ready. "We are not just a ship," Reynolds said, voice low but fierce. "We are the last hope of humanity, and no alien will break us." The cold void waited. The scanners hummed. The warship waited. And the galaxy would never be the same. The stars blinked coldly in the distance as the alien fleet waited. The dark human warship hovered silently ahead like a mountain carved from metal and shadow. Its power was strange, almost alive. The aliens still struggled to understand what they had seen. Commander Thrax stood again on the bridge of the Zalkur, tension thick in the air. "Commander," Zira said, her antennae twitching nervously, "we have lost our first probe. We must learn more before we act. The humans hide too many secrets." Thrax nodded. "Agreed. We will send a second drone. This one must be stronger, more powerful. It must get close and bring us the truth." The room buzzed with nervous energy. Alien engineers worked fast, building the stealth drone. It was sleek, black, and fast, designed to slip past the warship's defenses unnoticed. As the drone detached from the flagship, all eyes were on the live feed. The screen showed the drone approaching the giant ship. Its surface was alive with colors shifting like oil on water, waves of energy pulsing beneath the hull. "This armor, it adapts," the drone pilot said quietly. "It looks like the ship repairs itself even from small damage. Our weapons might be useless." Thrax frowned. "Keep scanning. We must understand its weapons and power sources." The drone moved closer, sweeping its sensors over the warship's exterior. Then suddenly, it sent a strange reading. The energy on the ship was changing rapidly, surging, shifting, like it had a heartbeat. "Commander, the ship's power fluctuates in strange rhythms. It almost feels alive." Zira's eyes widened. "Like a living thing." Suddenly, the drone detected a small section of the hull that looked different, a glowing panel that flickered with bright light. The drone moved closer for a better look. "Commander," the pilot whispered, "there's a door. A hidden entrance. But it's surrounded by energy shields, not like any we have seen before. Stronger, smarter." Thrax's claws tightened on the console. "Can the drone get through?" The pilot shook his head. "No, the shields respond instantly to the drone's presence. It's as if the ship can feel it." Suddenly, the drone's feed distorted. The images blurred. An unknown signal hit the drone. It started to shake uncontrollably. "Commander, we're losing control again." Thrax's face darkened. "Bring it back," Bring it back now. But it was too late. The drone spun out of control, lost behind the shield. The feed cut to static. Ira growled. This ship is a fortress. And it's hunting us. Thrax paced. We cannot wait any longer. We must know what weapons it carries. Send the long-range scanners. Try to scan from a safe distance. The aliens powered up their strongest scanners. They sent waves of energy toward the human warship, hoping to reveal its secrets without risking their ships. Slowly, data returned. The warship structure was unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Layers of armor folded in impossible ways. Deep inside, energy cores pulsed with a soft blue light. Weapon systems lined the hull, but none looked like standard plasma or laser guns. One scientist, Vorn, leaned over the readings. Commander, these weapons use particle beams mixed with gravity waves. They can bend space around their targets. It means they can hit ships before the ships even detect the attack. The bridge fell silent. This meant the humans could strike. First, and from far away, Thrax's antenna twitched. And the energy source? Vorn nodded. It appears to draw power from dark matter. This is rare and dangerous energy. If the humans have mastered it, they have a huge advantage. Suddenly, the warship's image on the screen flickered again. This time, the scanners revealed something terrifying. Inside the ship, giant mechanical arms moved with incredible speed. The arms repaired damage instantly, welding metal and replacing parts before the aliens could even react. This is not a ship, Zero whispered, eyes wide. It's a living weapon. Thrax clenched his claws. Prepare the fleet. If this ship wants war, we will give it one. But then an urgent message came through from the sensor arrays. Commander, a signal is coming from inside the warship. It's not a weapon. It's a communication. And it's in an unknown language, but it's repeating. A warning? Thrax leaned forward. Translate it. The alien scientists tried, but could not decode the message. The language was strange, complex. With sounds and symbols the scanners could not interpret. Zira said softly, it's a message, a warning. From the humans themselves. Thrax looked out at the warship, feeling a cold dread. What are they warning us about? Suddenly, the ship's power surged. The shields flashed brightly, and the alien scanners were pushed back violently. Prepare for attack. Thrax roared. The human warship opened fire, not with missiles or lasers, but with waves of energy that distorted space itself. The alien ships shuddered as the energy swept through their defenses, but it did not destroy them. Instead, it slowed them down, trapping them in a strange field that stopped their engines. Zira gasped. It's a gravity trap. The ship can hold us in place. The fleet struggled. Some ships drifted helplessly as the humans moved closer. Thrax gritted his teeth. We underestimated the humans. This ship is far beyond our technology. The alien fleet tried to break free, but the trap held them tight. Panic rose on the bridge of the Zalkur. Suddenly, the communication screen blinked to life. A human face appeared, calm, serious. Aliens, the human captain said. You scan our ship. You do not understand what you see. This warship carries the will of humanity. We do not seek war, but we will fight if you threaten us. Leave now, or face destruction. The bridge fell silent. None of the aliens dared respond. Thrax's antennae twitched with anger and fear. We will not run. We will learn their secrets or die trying. The humans turned off the transmission, and the ship vanished into the darkness, leaving the alien fleet trapped in the gravity field. As the aliens struggled to regain control. Thrax knew one thing. This warship was the greatest threat they had ever faced. And the war was only just beginning. The void of space was silent, except for the soft hum of alien ships struggling in the grip of the human warship's gravity trap. Commander Thrax paced the bridge of the Zalkur, frustration and fear twisting in his many eyes. His fleet was stuck, caught like prey in a cage made of invisible force. The humans had the power, the knowledge, and the calm to control the battle. Status report. Thrax barked. "We are still trapped, Commander," replied the weapons officer. "Engines failing to break free. Their field grows stronger." Zira, the second in command, frowned. "The ship's systems respond faster than any we've seen. It's like the warship is awake watching us." The words sent a chill through the room. No machine had ever shown such awareness that suddenly. The warship pulsed with blue light. Then, without warning, a shockwave rippled through space, disrupting all nearby electronics. The alien fleet's communications went dead for a moment, and ships spun out of control. Thrax slammed a claw on the console. "They're fighting back. Commander, sensors show." "The warship is changing," Vorn, the scientist, said, voice trembling. "It's reconfiguring its systems, adapting to our attacks. It's learning." The realization hit the bridge hard. This was not a normal fight. This was a war against a living weapon, a machine that could evolve faster than any alien could predict. "Prepare all weapons," Thrax ordered. "We must force the warship to reveal its weakness." The alien ships fired their strongest plasma cannons, missile launchers, and beam weapons at the human ship. But the warship's surface rippled and changed. Shields folded over like liquid metal, absorbing and redirecting attacks. "Commander!" An officer shouted. "The warship is repairing itself. The damage disappears before we can finish it." Zira's antennae twitched in disbelief. "It's a fortress and a living being." The warship moved with sudden speed, a terrifying display. For its huge size, it swept toward the alien fleet like a tidal wave. The aliens scrambled to evade the crushing mass of metal and energy. "Engage evasive maneuvers," Thrax commanded. "Keep distance and fire." The alien ships tried to scatter, but the warship's new weapon was unlike anything they had faced. It unleashed waves of energy that bent space, distorting the air around their ships. "Commander, our shields are failing," the defense officer warned. "We can't hold much longer." Thrax's eyes narrowed. "How do they do this? What power drives them?" Vorn spoke softly. "The warship draws from dark matter energy. It uses this to bend space and time briefly, giving it unmatched power and speed." The aliens watched helplessly as their ships fell one by one. The warship seemed unstoppable. Then, from the shadows inside the warship, a series of dark figures emerged. They were not machines. They were human crew members, tall, strong, moving with deadly grace. They operated massive control panels and weapon systems with skill and speed. The aliens gasped. "Humans control this monster," Zira whispered. "They are not afraid. They are the warship's heart." Thrax realized the truth. The warship was a fusion of man and machine, a living battle titan powered by human will and technology. Suddenly, the warship's captain, a human named Reynolds, appeared on the alien communication screen. "You cannot defeat us," Reynolds said calmly. "We built this ship from our history, from our pain and strength. We are not machines, we are humans. And we will fight to survive." The alien fleet shook with fear and respect. They had met their match. Prepare for the final. "Assault!" Thrax shouted. "We must destroy that ship or perish." But the warship had one last secret. A hidden weapon, deeper inside, waiting to be unleashed. Reynolds looked out a viewport. "It is time." The ship glowed with terrible energy. The battle was far from over. The warship was waking, stronger than ever. The vastness of space had never felt so heavy for the alien fleet. Trapped and battered by the human warship's strange powers, Commander Thrax's mind raced for answers. The humans were unlike any foe the Zelenor had faced before. There, Technology, their calm, and their courage unsettled him deeply. On board the Zalker, the bridge was tense and silent, the alien crew struggling to understand how to fight a machine that seemed to think and heal itself. Then, an unexpected transmission came through. Not from the warship, but from a small human shuttle drifting in the void, near the edges of the battle zone. "Commander," Zira said, watching the screen, "we have picked up a human shuttle. It's small but heavily armored. Can we capture it?" Thrax asked quickly. "Possible," the tactical officer answered. "We can send a boarding party." Thrax nodded sharply. "Do it. We need to learn more about these humans, about the crew behind this terrifying machine." Moments later, a squad of stealth ships broke away from the fleet. Silent and fast, they closed on the shuttle without being detected. The boarding party prepared carefully, weapons ready, hearts pounding. They could not underestimate humans. Inside the shuttle, the atmosphere was calm and controlled. Captain Reynolds stood tall, overseeing his crew. The humans were tired but focused. They spoke quietly, sharing data and preparing for the inevitable battle. A sudden alarm warned them of the incoming boarding party. "Brace yourselves," Reynolds said, voice steady. "They will try to take us, but we will not go quietly." The stealth ships attached to the shuttle's hull and vented boarding tubes. Alien soldiers in armor poured inside like shadows, but the humans were ready. The boarding party moved through narrow corridors and tight spaces, facing humans trained for war. The clash was brutal. Metal rang against metal, and energy weapons flared in the dim light. The aliens were strong and numerous, but the humans fought with a strange, fierce calm. They moved with precision, dodging attacks and striking with deadly accuracy. "Who are you?" one alien soldier demanded, catching the human by the arm. "I am part of the crew that commands the warship," the human replied calmly. "We fight to protect our home, our future." The aliens hesitated. The humans were unlike any enemies they had faced. Not just fighters, but warriors with a strange, fearless heart. Suddenly, a human technician activated a hidden device. A pulse of energy swept through the shuttle, disrupting the aliens' weapons and sensors. The boarding party faltered, caught off guard. Reynolds smiled grimly. "You forget, our warship is more than metal. We carry weapons, secrets, and willpower inside us." Back on the alien fleet, the Zalker watched the boarding struggle via remote sensors. "Commander," Zira said, "these humans are calm. In battle, their technology is strange, but their spirit is stronger. They have a secret weapon on the warship, something we do not understand." Thrax growled softly. "We must learn what it is, or face destruction." Inside the shuttle, the humans prepared to return to the warship. They carried data and weapons no alien could guess. Captain Reynolds looked out a viewport at the distant warship, their fortress and their weapon. "Prepare the ship," he said. "Soon, they will learn what it means to face humanity." The aliens could not see the determination in the human crew. They did not know the deep history, the pain, and the strength that built this warship. The secret weapon was more than just a machine. It was the heart of human survival, and soon it would change the battle forever. The darkness of space was broken only by flashes of light. The human warship, massive and silent no longer, had unleashed its true power. The alien fleet, caught in its grip, now faced a storm they could not escape. Commander Thrax stood rigid. On the bridge of the Zalker, eyes wide as the view screen lit up with destructive energy waves radiating from the human ship. The battle was no longer about scanning or probing. It was about survival. "Commander," the weapons officer shouted. "Their weapon is unlike anything we have seen. It disintegrates ships instantly." Thrax's antennae twitched with shock. "And fear. How many of our ships have fallen?" "Too many, Commander. The fleet is breaking. We must retreat or lose everything." Zira, standing beside Thrax, spoke firmly. Retreat is not an option. We must fight. We must find a way to stop that weapon. Thrax nodded. Then prepare the fleet for full attack. Target the weapon systems. The alien ships roared with energy, firing plasma beams, missiles, and pulses. But the human warship's shields shimmered and absorbed the blows like water on stone. The Viva weapon glowed brighter, a terrible light that promised destruction. The humans on their bridge worked quickly. Captain Reynolds watched the battle unfold, calm and focused. Fire the main cannon, he ordered. A massive beam shot from the warship's core, striking an alien cruiser. The ship exploded in a flash, its pieces burning and drifting through space. Keep firing, Reynolds said. Show them the strength of humanity. The alien fleet tried everything. They launched swarms of fighters, hacked their own systems to break free, and fired their deadliest weapons. But nothing worked. The warship adapted and healed itself faster than the aliens could damage it. Suddenly, the warship's secondary weapons powered up. Dozens of missile pods opened, releasing sleek missiles that moved with deadly precision. One missile struck the flagship Zalkur S engine. The ship shuddered violently, systems failing. Commander! The damage control officer yelled. Engines down to 30%. Thrax gritted his teeth. We cannot lose the flagship. Divert power to shields. Return fire with everything. You have, but the damage was growing. The alien fleet began to falter, ships breaking formation, falling one by one. Then, through the chaos, a quiet voice came from the human ship's communications. Aliens, Captain Reynolds said. You face the end of your invasion. Surrender now or be destroyed. No answer came. Only silence. The warship's glow grew brighter, a terrible energy building inside. Inside the alien fleet, panic spread. Officers shouted orders, but the battle was slipping away. Zira looked at Thrax. We are outmatched. Their technology, their will, it is stronger than ours. Thrax's voice was low but firm. Then we must use our secret weapon. We have no choice. He gave the command. Deep in the alien fleet, a massive ship launched a pulse cannon, a weapon designed to disrupt energy fields. The pulse hit the warship shields. For a moment, the shields flickered. Now, Thrax shouted. Fire everything. The alien ships concentrated fire on the warship's glowing core. Energy beams, missiles, and plasma bolts struck in unison. The warship shook. Its lights flickered. For the first time, damage was visible. But then, something terrifying happened. The warship's core pulsed with violent energy. A wave of power exploded outward, knocking alien ships off course and disabling their weapons. The aliens gasped. The warship was not just a machine. It was alive. And it was angry. Brace for impact. An officer yelled. The warship fired its ultimate weapon, a beam of pure energy that tore through space, hitting the heart of the alien fleet. Ships exploded in fire and metal. Screams lost in the vacuum. The battle was over. Captain Reynolds stood on his bridge, looking at the destruction. This is only the beginning, he said quietly. We fight for humanity, and we will never stop. In the silence that followed, the aliens retreated, broken and afraid. But the humans knew. More battles were coming, and they were ready. The battlefield lay silent, bathed in the cold light of distant stars. The alien fleet, once proud and strong, now limped away, broken and terrified. The human warship stood alone, a towering monument of power and will. But what the aliens had truly discovered about this warship was something they could never have imagined. Commander, Thrax sat on the command deck of the Zalkur, his many eyes heavy with exhaustion and shock. The warship had not only fought with strength, but with a soul, something no alien had expected. The scanners had finally begun to reveal the terrifying truth behind this human weapon. "Commander," Vorn said quietly, stepping forward, "our scans have penetrated deeper into the warship's core. What we found is disturbing." Thrax leaned forward, his antennae twitching. "Explain." Vorn's voice was heavy. "This warship is not simply a machine. It is built from the memories, the pain, and the strength of humanity itself. Inside, we detected neural networks made of human brain tissue grown and integrated into the ship's systems." A stunned silence filled the room. Thrax's mind struggled to grasp the meaning. "You mean the ship is alive, in a way we never understood?" "Yes," Vorn replied. "The warship is part machine, part living being. It is a hybrid of technology and biology. The humans have fused their history, every battle, every loss, every victory, into this ship." Zira shook her head in disbelief. "No wonder it can adapt so quickly. It learns like a human mind." Thrax clenched his claws. "It is not just a warship. It is a living symbol of humanity's will to survive." Outside, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if bearing witness to this new truth. Meanwhile, aboard the human warship, Captain Reynolds stood silently before a large viewport, watching the retreating aliens. His voice was calm but full of meaning. They saw only metal and weapons. They did not see the souls behind this ship, the millions of lives lost to war, the pain turned into strength. One of his officers asked, "Captain, will they come back?" Reynolds nodded slowly. "Yes, but when they do, we will be ready. This ship is more than a weapon. It is our past, our present, and our future." The humans worked quietly to repair damage, but their resolve was stronger than ever. Back in the alien fleet, Commander Thrax convened with his leaders. "We cannot fight this weapon with ships and weapons alone," he said. "We must understand humanity itself. If we do not, we will be destroyed." The council agreed, but fear and respect filled their hearts. The warship had shattered everything they believed about war and machines. As the alien fleet retreated into the darkness, the galaxy had changed forever. Humanity had awakened a power beyond technology, a power born from pain, hope, and unbreakable will. The human warship waited in the void, silent but alive. Its crew ready for the battles ahead. And somewhere deep inside, the living heart of humanity beat strong. The story ends with a powerful message. Humanity's strength is more than machines or weapons. It is the unyielding spirit that no enemy can break.